festival tent, and can't wait to join everyone next year. So, but today we're going to cook this dish. We'll pretend this is a barbecue. So get a griddle pan. If it's got the lines, that's fantastic, because, you know, gives it a lovely, the lovely lines to the turkey. So dip this in corn flour, coat all the sides, and then put your pan on, but you want to get it really hot. So really, really hot. So I'm going to turn that up high. And then coat a little spray of oil in the pan. And I'm going to put that direct, just shake off the excess corn flour and put that onto the pan. And we'll let that cook for a few minutes on each side, turn it over. But we want to cook each side. A lot of people, when they cook steaks, just do the top and the bottom of the steak. But the best thing is to seal each side, and then it seals in all those lovely juices. So we'll let that cook away now, and we'll come back to that as we go along.
Hi, Victoria. Hi. Hi. So what is this corn flour do? So it's still the meat.
So for me, it's fleur de mai, maizena.
Say it again. Sorry.
It's fleur de mai.
Oh, what is that?
It's corn flour. Exactly the same.
Okay. All right.
Now you could use any other flour, but I find corn flour works really well with this. Now, turkey is one of the best meats you can eat. It's a super lean meat. It's classified as a superfood. Really good source of protein. So I'm just sealing off all the edges, all the sides. And then once that's done, I'm going to pop that into the oven. So that will carry on cooking, especially the center. So I'm just sealing off the edges at this stage.
Well, I know, Marnie, you've used a different flour, haven't you?
Oh gosh, don't tell everyone. I haven't got the corn flour, so I use self-raising flour. Sorry about this. So Ben, I can see your lovely apron from Great British Food Festival. Is there anything else that you are doing at the moment, apart from chef demo, other service that you offer people?
Well, yes, I've been really busy. Obviously, in Bristol here, we're in tier 3. So, you know, we've got quite a lockdown. So I haven't been able to go out and do the demonstrations and festivals that I'd normally be doing. So I set up my own hamper company. So I'm doing barbecue hampers, from little ones to big ones. And I've also just written 2 children's colouring books. One on herbs and spices, Barbecue Ben Herbs and Spices colouring book. And the other one is a barbecue recipe book. And inside there are things like this, a crocodile burger where children can colour in, you know, all the different pictures. And there's recipes in there as well. So the adults can cook the lovely recipes. So yeah, I published those on Amazon and they're doing really well.
So Ben, did you do the drawings
where did you
yourself?
get that idea from? It's a really cracking idea.
I just have light bulb moments, like you, when you're cooking. And I'm rewriting one of my old books and putting in colour pictures. And I thought I must do something for children. And I, you know, just had a brainwave and thought, well, they don't just want a recipe book. They want to do something active. So let's colour it in. And
food, of course, is so vivid, isn't it?
Yes,
You know,
It is.
the choices of colours that you would use, especially with barbecue food, tomatoes, lettuce, the meats, the sauces, you know, it's really, really exciting. Wow.
It
Who
is.
did the illustrations for you? Yourself?
Good. Yes. Yeah, I'm not brilliant, but they're not too bad. Now, here's the turkey breast. You can see the lines just coming on to the turkey breast. So they're done and sealed on each side. So I'm going to pop them into a pan, and they're going to go straight into the oven. And then we can leave them, the oven at a temperature of something like 160 degrees. So that's, how's everyone doing?
How's Josie doing?
All right. I'm actually gonna redo this, Ben, because I've been around all the shops near me in the East End of Glasgow, but I can't find turkey, so I bought like a full chicken and fillet the chicken breast. So I'm gonna do the proper one once I get the car to drive away and find turkey fillets for you. But it's all right. I'm getting there.
Improvisation, Josie. How about Victoria? How are you getting on?
It's being a bit slow today, but we're getting there.
So do you use turkey?
Pardon?
Do you use turkey?
Yes, yeah. Turkey's quite a common meat over here.
Is it damned? How do you say it? Damned.
Donned.
Donned. Yes.
Donned. Oh, it is in the southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, come back to, yep, Ben, go on, next.
So once your turkey breasts are sealed on the outside, pop them into the oven. Then with that pan, it's got all, you know, the lovely meat flavors already in there. So we're going to use that. So put in some orange juice. Now I'm going to use the frozen cranberries. Pop them in as well.
Orange and cranberries is such a good match.
It's a great combination, isn't it? And then put in a couple of spoons of the cranberry jelly. Then put that back onto the heat. And then give that a good mix. And you want to reduce it down so that it's, you know, quite a thick consistency, but just so you can coat or glaze the turkey. And just simmer that on a low temperature just for a couple of minutes.
The cranberries go very well with turkey then, Ben. It's a classic combination, isn't it?
It is, yes. It's just a brilliant combination. So I'm going to leave that just to reduce down. And that's done, really. We've just got to, we'll let the turkey cook in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. And then we'll drizzle over the lovely glaze. And, oh, I forgot the thyme. Lovely fresh thyme. So pick some of the thyme and then just give it a rough chop.
Okay,
and then that releases the oils and then pop that into the sauce. And there you can see my sauce is bubbling away. So we'll let that reduce.
It's lovely with those whole berries there.
Isn't it? Yeah, wonderful colour. And yeah, cranberries, just delicious.
Yeah, it smells very Christmassy in my kitchen now. Really, really lovely. I'm trying to turn the heat up a little bit now.
Can I just ask you before you move on, Ben, because I
Yes.
was interested. You say those books are available on Amazon, the children's books, yeah?
Yes.
I would just, because I guess the age group would be, what do you think, kids-wise?
3 to 10.
Good. No, my granddaughter's 4 and she's just got into colouring.
Oh, perfect. Yep.
So it's perfect. So if I go on Amazon and just put your name up there, they'll come up, will
That's
they?
it. barbecue Benton colouring books. So these two are available now. I'm writing the third one on fish that's going to be available next week. So it's nearly finished, but these two are available now.
The green one, is that vegetables?
It's herbs and spices.
Good, because my granddaughter's a vegetarian little child, so perhaps not the barbecue part, but the herbs and spices one will be perfect. Oh yeah, lovely.
By the
So,
way,
yeah.
yeah, that is a wonderful idea to introduce kids to the food and you know, original source of where is the food coming from. I think it's a gentle way to introduce them and bring them into this type of even homegrown type of fruit and veg and spice. Really, what a good idea! I really do support that and really like it. So my sauce is bubbling away, and
Good.
yeah. To be honest,
So-
the cranberry kind of popping a little bit. Is there any way to? Is it quite normal that the cranberry is popping? The fresh
Yes,
one?
they will soften. That's perfect. That's quite normal.
Yes. Okay. Shall we? Shall we move on next? What do we have to do next, Ben?
So that is nearly ready. That's reduced down. So that will be ready to serve. So you can take the turkey breasts out, glaze over the sauce, and serve with all the other vegetables. So take yours off the heat now, and we'll serve them all up a little later. But I'm going to do the three lovely side dishes for you. Now, the first one are roasted winter vegetables, root vegetables, with pomegranate, sea salt. So here I've got some nice carrots, turnip, swede, onions, anything like that are really good. And you want to cut them up so that they're quite chunky in size. So I'll just go through them. The parsnip, top and tail the parsnip. I keep the skin on because all the nutrients are in the skin really. So cut that in half and then half again and cut into quarters. Now, a lot of people forget to cut this middle bark part off and it tastes like cardboard. So don't forget to remove that part because that is really chewy. So I've removed that barky part from the parsnip and that's ready to go in there. The carrots, you can leave the skin on or you can peel them and then again top and tail them and then don't cut them into rings or slices, but you want slightly uneven shapes. So you'll see here they're cut at different angles and it gives lovely texture to everything you're cooking. Onions, again, keep them quite chunky. Swede, anything like that are really good. So once they're all chopped up, pop them into a tray and then some sea salt. This will keep them crunchy. So sprinkle some sea salt, then some nice vegetable rapeseed oil. So drizzle that all over the vegetables. You can get your hands in and give it a really good mix. Give it a good shake. And then finally, pomegranate. Now, I love pomegranate, but it's one of the messiest things to prepare. You just slice it about a third of the way from the top, get a spoon and scoop out all the seeds. Here's one I prepared earlier. And just sprinkle those all over the root vegetables.
Like little jewels.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they really jazz up this dish, give it a lovely color, and that can go straight in the oven. and then we're going to cook that for about 10 minutes. Give it a good shake, put it back in again, cook it for another 10 minutes, and then check it. It probably will be ready then. So that's our wonderful root vegetables done for you. So
That's
now I'm
rather
going to.
wonderful and quick as well. I like it. And so it's the same temperature. It's 160 degrees that we put this veg in. It's the same
Yes,
temperature as
yes, 160 to 180, something like that. We want to cook it slowly, thoroughly, all the way through. Yeah, that's a good temperature. Now, I think it's cocktail time.
Amazing.
Bring it on,
Looking forward to this
bring
one.
it on, yeah. I'm actually waiting for this. Who care about turkey? Oh,
And this is great. It's called a poinsettia cocktail, but it's delicious. It's easy to make. Do just 3 things: some prosecco, cranberry juice, and some orange liqueur, something like Cointreau. So pop some juice, about 1/3 into the glass.
Yeah.
Then some of the Cointreau. Just a
Triple stacks the same.
Yeah.
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 that's right.
Yep,
Yep.
perfect,
Just a triple
I
measure
like
of that.
it. Yeah, I like it
And
when
then-
you top up the second time.
And then the prosecco.
Ooh.
Here we go.
I think
Where I
yeah.
first worked, we did a lot of weddings, and it was great. And all of us, the chefs, the waitresses, everyone, we'd come out into a marquee, and we'd all stand around the edge of the marquee and let off the champagne bottles all at once. It was brilliant. Lucky we didn't hit too many people. So here we go. Oh,
Ooh. I like
And-
that sound. Popping sound.
and then top
Ooh.
that up,
That's amazing.
and
Yeah,
it's
I
so
wish I
easy.
was there.
And then, just a little orange garnish. So there we go.
Oh,
Wow,
Christmas.
voila,
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Fantastic,
And
man. I
when
think
you're
you did a
cooking,
good- Yeah.
when you're cooking your turkey, and you're spending the whole day in the kitchen, you want a little treat, and something like that is delicious.
There you go. I
As
think
we're
it can
cooking
do
along.
good replacement for champagne mimosa or Bloody Mary. We can have it with a nice brunch as well. Thank you. I like that very much.
So
I'm
now
taking a note.
that's
Yeah.
good. So now
I
let's
remember
get.
now.
So we'll get back to our second side dish. So for this, you need red cabbage, some nice fresh raspberries, red wine vinegar, and something sweet. You could use honey, maple syrup, molasses, something like that. So get everything ready. Now the cabbage, best way of preparing this: chop off the bottom, cut it in half. Then you want to remove this white stalk part, so cut that out. And then you want to shred the cabbage now, quite finely, really, and it cooks quite quickly. So just shred that. Nice sharp knife.
Yes, you need a good knife as well. Is
That's
there any
it.
other cabbage that I could use if I haven't got any red cabbage?
Yes, you could use, white or green cabbage. But this one works really well.
And it's
And
very
then-
Christmassy. as
It's
well.
in all the shops now. All the shops have red cabbage in ready for Christmas. you know, your supermarkets, they're all over the place.
Yeah,
They
it can
do.
be difficult to find, isn't it?
Yeah.
So pop that into a saucepan, then add some red wine vinegar. Now, I find if you just boil red cabbage, it just takes the color away and looks quite insipid and purple. But if you add a bit of red wine vinegar, it will lock in that color. So just a little bit of red wine vinegar. You could add some red wine or port as well.
Of course.
Yes, port is nice.
Yeah.
And then this is sweet and sour.
Yeah.
It's one of those umami dishes. And then I'm going to add in, I've got some maple syrup here. So just add a little of that. And then let that boil away for 10, 12 minutes, something like that. And then during the last minute of cooking, we're going to add the raspberries, but not until the last minute. They literally cook in 30 to 40 seconds. So we're going to add those right at the very end. So that's everything for our second side dish. And our last side dish, this is the one with the sprouts. So yeah, nice sprouts. You want some pancetta or lardons, smoked bacon, something like that. Some chopped garlic and some chestnuts that I've chopped up. You can get these in packs now, and they come ready peeled and roasted, which is great. So we'll take our sprouts and just prepare them, remove the outer leaves, cut off the base, and then cut them in half, and
So
then put them in a...
Sprouts taste a little bit different now, do they, Ben? They've changed them?
Yes, they've got a lot of new varieties, and a lot of people complained about the sulfur content, you know, because it had quite a smell. So they make them now, so they have a much less, you know, bitter and, you know, sulfur taste. They've actually proved that it's hereditary. If you like sprouts, it's quite likely your family will like them, but if you don't like them, then your family won't like them. There's a gene, TAS2R38, that controls taste, and it affects the bitterness. But sprouts, I like them, and they're real energy food. One portion of sprouts, and you get 125% of your daily vitamin C. So they're really good for you. Quick question for you. The world record, how many sprouts do you think were eaten in 60 seconds?
By one person?
By one person, yes.
60.
Depend. Oh my God! So it's 1 second per.
Well, that's my
sprout.
guess. That's my guess. 60.
Going 100.
So to eat, come on. Yeah,
I was
how many could you
20.
eat?
20.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Well,
10.
Yeah, the 100. Come on. In 2008, a Swedish gentleman ate 31 sprouts in 60 seconds. So
So like 2 seconds. If he even chewed, he probably swallowed a whole.
so that's so for this dish, take a good size large frying pan. We're going to put in a little oil, little vegetable oil. Got some nice British rapeseed oil here. Put that into the pan. Now, the sprouts, I prepared these already to save time, and I've just boiled them for 8 minutes, then put them under the cold tap, and it locks in that color. And I've sliced them in half. So I'm going to pop that into the pan now. just get that pan really hot.
Yeah, that is a great tip, Ben. Thank you very much. So boil it first, about 8 minutes. This is why when I went wrong, I always just cut in half and just throw it in and hope for the best. Anyway, I still have some hope though that my daughter gonna like sprouts because obviously it runs in the family. I don't mind sprouts, but my daughter just like, no, it's not gonna happen, isn't it? Christmas this year, no sprouts, please. I stick with broccoli. At least you have some vegetables. Or maybe I have to buy that coloring book from yours and ask my teenage daughter to start coloring it to write sprout more.
Definitely. So for this dish, yeah, take your frying pan. We need to cook off the bacon, or these are some smoked pancetta I've got here. This is pork belly that's seasoned with white pepper, nutmeg, coriander, and garlic. So lovely flavor there already. Some nice chopped garlic and the whole chestnuts. So pop them into the frying pan and we'll just fry those off for a few minutes. Then once they're ready, we will add the sprouts, but we'll just give them a good mix and let those cook just for a couple of minutes. So very easy if you prepare everything in advance.
Yeah, it looks like it because of you can just buy already cut pancetta, don't you? And you can just throw everything in really. So apart from boil the sprouts first. And then I suppose we have to wait until it's nice and crispy and golden in color. Am I right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you get that lovely caramelized flavor. So yes, wait until it's cooked maybe 4 or 5 minutes, something like that.
What did you put in there? Is that the wine?
It is. My sauce has really reduced down, but you can bring it back to life. So I'm just adding a little red wine in there. So that's nearly ready.
Port would be lovely in there, Ben. Port,
yes. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So we're nearly ready just to plate up. So we'll take the turkey out of the oven now.
Okay.
So Ben, how are you cooking your Christmas turkey? Yeah.
So I'm cooking the whole turkey on the barbecue, of course, but it makes sense because I'll use a kettle drum barbecue and put that on for 5 or 6 hours. But it makes sense because you've got the oven free to cook all those other things, roasts, chipolatas, Yorkshires, stuffing, parsnips, all those other things. And turkey on the barbecue is just amazing. I stuff it with apples inside, it keeps it moist. I put on one of my barbecue smoky dry rubs. The Barbecue Buddy range is fantastic on turkey. And then I glaze it every couple of hours with some butter and just amazing.
So you cook it low and slow then? It's not much heat in there?
That's it, yes. Yep, yeah, low and slow is good. Yeah, for turkey, for big joints, brisket, whole hog. Yeah, that's the way to do it. So here we go. There's my turkey breast coming out the oven. You can see it's piping hot. So that's wonderful. I'm going to plate up for 2 people now.
So Ben, just we can't have you on here and have Christmas coming around the corner without asking you about the other meats at Christmas. What are your other favourites? What else is obviously goose is popular probably?
Yeah, turkey is my favourite. It really is. But goose is amazing. Duck is amazing. You know, any game this time of year, absolutely delicious. And here are my roasted vegetables with pomegranate. So I'm going to serve some of those up on the plate. Parsnip. It's quite interesting for all the bakers out there. Years ago, before sugar was really readily available, parsnip was used to sweeten sauces and cakes. It's a really good fiber, and yeah, caramelizes, has that lovely sweetness.
There you go. That is a fun fact for you. So, Josie, what are you cooking for this Christmas?
It's only gonna be myself, Gerard, and his mom and dad. So we are gonna go fancy lobsters and oysters.
Oh, fantastic! That is so good. Yeah. So, have you have a YouTube video coming out related to Christmas this year?
I've got time off before Christmas, so I'm gonna do a little bit of Christmas video for that. I'm gonna try and make the Filipino roasted pig. So there you go.
That sounds fantastic. I love it. And what is your YouTube channel again?
It's called Josie Pops. Just Josie Pops. It's so simple.
I like the name always. How about you, Victoria? Is there any French twist for your Christmas this year? Is Victoria still there? Hello.
What can we do? Well, we've just had a last booking for the main house, so it will just be the two of us in our little house. And if it's anything like last year, we'll probably be eating about 8 o'clock at night, so we'll go for a walk. Yeah, traditionally in France, the big Christmas meal is on Christmas Eve, but we stick with the British tradition, so we'll have turkey and all the trimmings.
If you don't mind, remind everyone what is your chalet called and where is it situated, please?
So I run Free Range Chalet, and we are based right in the Central Pyrenees, down in southwest of France. Yeah, usually we have lots of guests through the door, but this year's just been a little bit different.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will resume back, and very soon. Hopefully, obviously, vaccine is coming out already, so fingers crossed.
Yes, yeah, fingers crossed. The ski station opens. We're hoping on the 7th of January, so hopefully we'll get back to a little bit of normality from then.
Yeah, definitely. Karen, what are you cooking for Christmas?
Yes, well, I am doing turkey. My husband is a traditional palate, so turkey. But our daughter is joining us, hopefully, one of our daughters, and they are vegetarian stroke vegan. She's vegan at the moment. So obviously, I think I'm going to make a vegan Wellington for them. And they'll have all the same trimmings. Well, obviously not the pigs in blankets, but the vegetables. Yeah, and I made a lovely roasted tomato soup the other day. Put that in the freezer already with sun-dried tomato bread to go with it. Frozen that up. Made the vegan gravy already frozen. Got Christmas pudding left over from last year that I made. So yeah, I'm sort of organised.
That is brilliant. As you can hear, Karen is very much involved around baking. So, can you remind us what TV program that you were on and next project that will happen next year?
Yes, I was on the Great British Bake Off in 2018, so that's just 2 years ago. And this is since then I've managed to get involved in lots of fun things. Really, I mean, I love the Great British Food Festivals, and I'm looking forward to next year being back in the bake tent. I love that. I love real audiences really, and that. Lots of other stuff coming up in the pipeline. Just trying my best to keep busy and baking stuff. I like cooking as well, which is why I'm really fascinated by Ben's dishes today, and really quite excited to make this our dinner tonight.
Oh, thank you, Karen. Ben, where are we now?
We're just plating up. So I popped some raspberries into the red cabbage. and that will cook in 30 seconds, something like that.
The sourness of the raspberries is good with them.
Yeah. Here's the sprouts with the bacon and chestnuts. So I'm going to plate that up now.
Where are the pigs in blankets?
Oh, do you know?
Still sleeping, Del.
Oh, here we go. I've got some. Yes, got some for you, Dale.
Thank you.
So there's. I cooked some yesterday, so there we go. The raspberries are done. That's ready to plate up.
So
And
colourful.
the red cabbage. So just a really colourful, delicious dish there.
Meat
and
and
then-
two veg has come a long way recently.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. So
Hasn't
that's
it?
just about ready. We'll put a little bit of thyme on the top just to garnish. Oh, I forgot the glaze. So here's our lovely sauce with the cranberries.
Look at the color, it's so lush. The green, the pink, the turkey. It's so festive. It's really Christmassy. It's like all that bubbles on the Christmas tree.
Absolutely.
Yes. So there we go.
Wow, that
Isn't-
looks amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
Beautiful.
So
That's
lovely
gorgeous.
turkey breasts with a cranberry and thyme glaze, the red cabbage with raspberries, sprouts with the smoked bacon, and the honey glazed root vegetables. Delicious.
That's amazing. Yes.
That's it. Thank you so much, Ben. That is
Fantastic.
fantastic. Yeah. So if everyone really would like to try this recipe, please do check Cook Along Live website because all of Ben recipes, these recipes and all the details are in there. So that's pretty much it for us today. Thank you very much, Ben, Victoria, Karen, Josie. It's such a nice morning that we can all get together and give everyone the Christmas recipe idea. Anyway, next week we'll come back here again on Saturday at 11 a.m. with Chrissy, and she will show us the mince pie. That will be our last recipe rough dish that we're gonna learn for this series. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it for us. Please click like and subscribe and share as well. Thank you, Ben, and I see you next week.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Ben.
Ben.
Wonderful.
See ya. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.